all of you that have joined us at this time when we are teaching the Word of God from Eldoret, Kenya, in the county of Uasin Gishu. And this is a great week we are having together. I want to say a very big welcome to my brother Bishop Sekilindubi from Kisii, who is visiting. Let's give him a hand as he joins us. Hallelujah. Maybe towards the end, he will greet us. Yesterday, I started handling wealth creation. Wealth creation. I am not necessarily talking about prosperity, but I'm talking of posterity. I am talking of creating resources that will take us very far. We looked at Genesis 1:26. God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Let him have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, over the cows, over the earth, and over every creeping thing. God created them. Man was created as a ruler. Man was created to dominate. Man was created to govern. Man was given the mandate. Man has the power not to serve. And then I looked at one of the key cardinal scriptures in Deuteronomy 8 and 18. Deuteronomy, this is under what we call the Mosaic books, the books that were written by Moses. Deuteronomy 8 and 18. You shall remember the Lord your God. It is him that gives you the power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant, which he swore to your fathers. God gives us the power. God gives us enablement. God gives us the strength. God allows us to enjoy the power to dominate, to govern, and to control. And I want us to look at the book of Proverbs, chapter 6. We look at verse number 6. We begin to indulge. We begin to go into it so that we can get some gleanings which will be able to help us to become wealth creators. The work of God needs resources. We need resources in our lives. We need finances. We need talents. We need skills. We need gifts. We need money. We need people who will give their time so that they can bring forth some powerful transformation. Many believers give money. They give their tithe. But I want to testify to you. In every church, you discover it's only 20% of the people that believe in the tithe. It's only 20% that are holding strong in the church. That's why you see the work of God suffering. That's why you discover there is a big shortfall. The budgets are not met because the Christians have never taken responsibility to know why they are employed, to know why they do business, to know why they have resources. And we are beginning to learn from the book of Proverbs. This is the wisdom of the greatest man that ever lived. The man's name is Solomon. So what you are hearing is transformative. What you are hearing is changing. What you are hearing, it carries a component beyond the 10% you remain with. God only takes 10%. And he takes it by covenant. He takes it by instruction. He says, bring ye the tithe, all the tithe, into the storehouse. That is according to Malachi 3, 8, 9, and 10. So that there will be bread in my house. And so that there will be the provision of those that serve in the temple. But you know, the average African, the average believer does not practice that. And that's why we are struggling. We don't even know how to use the 90%. But I told you, God wants us to be wealth creators. Wealth creators. People that innovate. People that go out and do things others don't do. So we learn the lesson from Proverbs 6, verse number 6. Go to the ants. Use laggard. Consider their ways and be wise. Huh? We are told there is a lesson we can learn from the ants. Go and study their ways. They have no guide. They have no overseer. They have no ruler. They don't have a bishop. They don't have a regional overseer. They don't have a director. But these things speak to us. How many of us are ready to learn something from the ants? And there is a lot we can learn. They don't have a guide. They don't have an overseer. They are rulers. But they provide meat in summer. They gather their food and their food in the harvest. They know the seasons. Somebody say seasons. There are seasons in your life. If you do not know them, you will pay heavily. There are seasons. You see, when you are growing, you are a teenager, you are beginning to discover who you are. You are beginning to identify the model people in your life. And so by the time you are getting your ID at 18 or at 19, you are supposed to have completed primary education. You are supposed to be into secondary. By the time you are in your 24, you have covered university training. By the time you are at 30, you have laid very strong foundations. You have laid foundations academically. You have some papers in your hands. If you knew what you are doing, at this level, you have identified your partner. You are getting married. Because it's also important to get married when you are young, when you are strong. So by the time you are doing 50, your son or your daughter is in the 20s. You don't begin to attend parental meetings at age 70, 75. It's when you are attending parents' meeting in a nursery school. You don't have the energy, you don't have the strength. So by the time you are in your 30s and 40s, you have already harvested. This is your summer. Your summer. So if you are below 40, hear me and hear me carefully. This is the time you need to understand how to work like an ant, where you work tirelessly, and you know winter is coming. Winter is coming. It is a total contradiction to work as a watchman when you are 75. You cannot stand the temperatures of Eldoret, which drop up to 10 and 9 in the night. Whom are you guarding? And you are only carrying something that cannot even protect you. Hear me. They provide their meat in summer. Somebody say, Lord, help me to discover my summer. Let me collect my harvest when I'm in my summer. Then this man asks in verse number 9, how long will you sleep, you sluggard? Will you rise out of your sleep? The majority of the people are asleep. People are asleep financially. People are asleep mentally. People are asleep in social connections. People are asleep physically. They are not exerting and using their energy for resourceful and gainful investments. Hear me. I am talking about investments. Many of us are non-achievers. We don't have a situation where we can know whether we have achieved or not achieved. We are struggling. I give this quotation. If you are not informed, you are deformed. If you are not informed, you are deformed. My people perish because of lack of knowledge. If you are not updated, you are outdated. So where are you right now? Are you updated? If you are not inspired, you have expired. If you are not in the know, my dear brother, my dear sister, you are at a loss. Wake up out of your sleep. In January, as your pastor, I gave out cards. I taught people consistently on setting goals. Do you remember? I talked about your personal goals. What have you done as an individual? What goals did you set? We are now in May. Are you able to look back and say, this is what has happened to me personally? Number two, did you set the goals for the family? How much is the family achieving? Are you on course? And I remember I talked to some of us, and indeed all of us. I said, if you don't own a plot in Eldoret, seek to get one. Find a vehicle where money will come on your way to become an owner of land. We talked about finances. We say there is no money that will come merely by laying hands on you or by pouring oil on your head. We said it has got to come by critical thinking and a serious planning. Save money weekly. Save money monthly. So I'm just asking a question, and I don't want you to answer me. How much have you saved since January? I will tell you how much I've saved because I am very committed to that. Educationally, we said you set goals. You remember I told you 1 book a month. If not 4 books in a month. If you are not doing these things, whether you fast for 40 days, you are not going anywhere. Hear me. We push a lot of things into prayer, and actually what we are exhibiting is a very high level of foolishness and ignorance. We must be practical. Results must be tangible. Then we said we must set goals on the relationships. There are people you are not supposed to have on your phone. There are people you are not supposed to be meeting because they don't add value to your life. They are not helping you. They are not taking you anywhere. And I'm saying this. A young man like this one listening to me in his 20s, by the time he gets to 40 and he applies what I'm teaching, he said there is somewhere. Yesterday there was something trending on the social media from the Standard newspaper. They discovered the millionaires and the billionaires of Kenya. They come from Ruadia, Muranga. They started planting trees, eucalyptus, blue gum. They discovered how to buy buildings in Nairobi. They own much of Grogon in Nairobi. They own much of the River Road. They invested into the Nairobi Stock Exchange. Huh? And when you look at some of the banks that are really strong in the country, Family Bank, Equity Bank, The top bank right now in Kenya, and that is taking Africa by storm, is Equity. It is started by just a young man, and he followed the rules of wealth creation. Today, if you own shares with the Equity, you have money. If you bought the shares of Equity and you are in their register, you are a rich person. Are you listening to me? I don't want you to speak in tongues and miss it. You need a house. You need to live well. You need to retire without shame. And the investments that will change your life, if you are going to operate like an ant. Number one, it is land and property. Land and property. Buy land in Busia. Buy land in Nyandarua. Buy land in Kisii. If you come from a place where there is a market, have a very high interest there. Right now, if you want to know where Eldoret is headed, look from where you are right now. Count 15 kilometers. That's where Eldoret is headed. So you need to be there before the city gets there. What you call the city today was once a village. Years ago, 1974, Reverend Bishop Ndubi, somebody approached me. We are buying land in Nyamira. I did not have the money. But those people got together, they got land in Nyamira. Today, the piece they put, whether it is 50 by 100, my friend, you are talking money. Invest into houses that will give you returns. You know, you don't hear this in the church. You don't hear this in the church. But I'm telling you, to create wealth is not magic. It's thinking, it's planning, it's strategies. You need to discover another place where you will touch money. It's the stock exchange. If you buy shares of Equity, Family Bank, you buy shares of companies, when they are declaring their dividends, you are a part of it. Safaricom has just declared their dividends, each share is 2 shillings. Okombosi Sacco has declared its dividends. People are receiving checks. 9%, 10%. If you are not a contributor to that Sacco, you are just watching people going. You are seeing people going. Are you listening to me? You need also to begin to understand, to make investment into what we call intellectual property. Your gifts, your skills, your talents. The training you took at a bachelor's level, master's level, there is something that can bring you millions. Oh my God. Churchill makes people to laugh. Do you know he's a millionaire? There is nobody who runs that show in Kenya like him. He has created money. Some of us carry music. We have never produced it. The sermons that I'm preaching, if I put it on the market across Kenya, there's a lot of money. Come on. Write books. Our sportsmen capture money. Helen Obiri has done 2 races in the last 2 weeks. She was in the marathon. I'm sure she made beyond 7 million. She has just finished running in Doha. And she beat that woman from Ethiopia. Obiri got her 5 million. And you are seated here. You take 40 days to fast. Obiri doesn't fast for 40 days. She wakes up every morning. She's running and she has the money. Those 2 young men from one family, one is running 800, another one is running 1500. They make money. And this is the season they are making money until September. If you are hearing me, say yes. Then you need to know there is a difference between savings and investments. I want to declare to you, being employed will never make you rich. No. Because your money is decided by somebody who is called a human resource manager. And any money they will add you through courts and fighting. That's why you realize a tool is very hard. Huh? You heard him on the 1st of May say, Shanes. Because he's looking for people to get money. May the Lord give us the understanding to know how to create wealth. Huh? Avenues and the channels. Somebody said many people look, but there are only few people who see money. There are so many people who are looking. Do you know what? If you go to Eldoret right now, you'll realize everybody's going up and down. Others are almost being knocked by vehicles. And you know the reason why they're in Eldoret? Money. So if you can manage to get something that will catch their attention, they'll give you their money. Huh? Where is your money hiding? Do you want to know? Do you want to know where your money is hiding? Come on. Do you want to know where your money is hiding? Your money is hiding in people. It is not in the bank. Huh? Number 2, your money is hidden in your gifts and talents. There are some of you who today could have produced 10 albums and you'll be ruling the world. There is a sister from Machakos who sang one song and the Bishop Mark spotted her. He said, you have such a voice. And then she was exposed. She's a pastor's wife. She's from Machakos. You know, she told us recently, when we were doing our visits across our churches, she said, through my singing, I bought a car. I now have a decent home. I now invest. Number 4, your money is hidden in opportunities. Like now this week, I am offering this teaching for free. But you see, people have not captured this opportunity. Your money is hidden in what you produce and the services you offer. What you produce, what is it you produce? You see, if you are producing gossip and murmuring, you will harvest through that investment. Your money is hidden in your ideas. Whoever created a Paul Ben called Big, that person is not a millionaire, he's a billionaire. Huh? Whoever created and crafted a Mercedes Benz, you will never catch up with them. Hii wembe tunatumia kunyoa ndevu inaitwa Gillette. Whoever designed it is not a millionaire, is a billionaire. Huh? Whoever created the surgical spirit, which the doctors use, is a billionaire. An idea. An idea. People have grafted avocados, and they are making billions. Oh my God. When we are praying and, rambling in tongues, I'm not against prayer, but there's something I want us to see here. Your money is hidden in your vision. If you have a vision, that's where your money is. Your vision. Vision has provision. Provision means towards a vision, and the vision is provided for. Money is hidden in the vision you have. Money is hidden in work. What is it you do? Already, We have had the 7 hours of the day, isn't it? Since the 6. Are you able to account for each hour since morning? Hii masaa tangu ulipoamka ni nini umefanya? Huh? Somebody was in the shamba harvesting tea, will get some returns. Somebody who milked this cow in the morning will get returns. Somebody who was in the office will get returns. Somebody who was on the computer doing business using internet has got money. Huh? But somebody who has been mixing legs, kuburukania magoro ne mirondo ne bitenge, you're not going anywhere. Huh? You'll keep telling people, I finished school 5 years ago, there is no job. I have a degree, there is no job. How many of you hear that language? It's very, very common. Very, very common. Work defines you. Work identifies you. Work puts you on a certain placement. Oh my God. Your money is hidden in the seed. The seed is your future. You know, the hours, the minutes, the seconds, the days, the weeks, and the months. Money is hidden in the Creator. God created you with a reason. Let me go through this quickly. Are you getting anything? Are you getting anything? People carry money. Any woman you see, any man you see, any boy, any girl you see, those people carry your money. You want to know how they carry your money? People need to make their hair money. People need to blow their nose using the serviette as money. Women need to clean their faces as money. People need clothes as money. People need to eat. That's why you will never go wrong if you begin a food industry and you are consistent. Because people must eat 3 times a day or 4, depending which region of Kenya you were born. People need shoes. Huh? Are we together? When you see people, you see money. Number 2, your money is hidden in problems. If you identify a problem and you solve it, you are a millionaire. Whoever discovered the antibiotic has saved lives. Penicillin. Hello? If you see a problem and you provide solutions, that's money. Food sellers answer to the call of hunger problem. Clothes sellers cover people their nakedness and they give them fashion and style. Teachers see ignorance, they make millions by having schools and colleges. True or not true? Doctors deal with the sicknesses, and in treating sicknesses, they are responding to a health problem. They make money. But there are people who make more money than doctors. The ones that have made those surgical blades, the ones that created oxygen, the ones that have created anesthesia, the ones that created gloves which doctors use, the ones that provide cotton, so that when the doctors are working, because how many gloves does a doctor use per day, per week, per month, in a year? The designer and the producer has more money. Doctors operate people on beds. Those beds are not created by doctors. They're created by somebody. Huh? Hello. There are people in that medical world who are doing what we call medical business. They're doing what? and so on and so on. If you identify a problem, you are a lawyer. Lawyers thrive on crises that the people have. Have a court case, somebody has murdered somebody, and they will stand in a court of law. Even when they know they are not going to win, you will see them arguing. And in the process, you will pay. You will hear them say, my Lord, my client did not commit the crime. It was late in the evening, about 8:30. It was in the dark. And the person who is making the allegations wears glasses. They are not able to see clearly. There was no light. I submit to the court. My client is not the one who is being purported to have killed the person whose question is here. My lords, there were no fingerprints that were taken by forensic scientists. The court and the experts have not proved, because they never took the blood samples, neither were the fingers lifted from the instrument which was used. My Lord, I submit my client did not commit the offense. It's money. It's what? Lawyers see the money. Transporters see people not going to Nairobi because there is no vehicles. So they bring the matatu. They bring the bus. And the amazing thing, things like houses and the vehicles which transport people and the land, you buy them once and you just wait the money to work for you. Like now, if you build a house, you bought land and you build the house, you build only once. You buy land only once. And you will enjoy the money. Your children will enjoy the money. Your grandchildren will enjoy the money. Your great-grandchildren will enjoy the money. That's why those Indians who came to Kenya who were building the railway, they still own property in Nairobi, Chivanchi, Aridin of Islam. You have forgotten your history? The man-eaters of Savo. Richard Patterson, who was killing them using a gun. Amukufanya history? Your money is tied in your gifts and the talents. Hear this. Your gold is tied to your gift. I am a preacher because of the voice. Dr. Chokayo told me, Gichana, never ever abuse your voice. When you preach, don't take ice cream. Don't take frozen cold drinks. And never shout. Speak naturally. You remember in Bible school we were being taught homiletics, how to prepare a sermon, and then we were taught public speaking by Okong. How to speak. Broadcasters are paid millions when you see them on the screen. Good evening, here again. These are the developing stories. Just hang on. I'll be coming back shortly. He reads one or two items. He says, sasa nataka kopo la maji, kisha ndio tuendelee. And some of those guys are on 600,000 salary, 700,000 salary. You are looking at me. You don't know how people make money. The clothes you wear, somebody has designed them from France. They just designed them and then he put them on the market and they labeled them. You will never cheat. The same thing goes with watches, shoes, and so on and so on. Your profit is tied to your potential. Do you know the potential you carry? Some of us are not aware we are so powerful. So powerful. The potential we carry. Some of us, this box is loaded. We do accounts, we do law, we do medicine, we teach. We are so creative. Your treasure is tied to your talent. But your greatest enemy is ignorance. Inability to discover, to develop, and deploy. Your greatest enemy, your greatest impediment is not a witch in the village. You need to discover, you need to develop, you need to deploy the gifts and the talents and the potentials. That's why some of us come from backgrounds which generationally have suffered poverty. Those who have discovered, they are the stars. Number 4, your money is hidden in opportunities. Opportunities are doorways and they are ladders to new levels of life. Opportunities. Unajua kule Western tunasema nyafasi. And look at me. Opportunities carry expiry dates. They are not there forever. Huh? Those who are listening to me, they have the greatest opportunity in their life. They apply the information. The future is saying, karibu, karibu. Inchu bono bwega okie, inchu osasoke, inchu oseseniwe. Obuoba tiboyo, obotaka tiboyo. Because they captured and maximized opportunities. So if there is a statement you are writing down, maximize opportunities. Maximize opportunities. And opportunities carry expiry date. You see, you cannot now go to standard 1, 2, A for apple, B for boy, C for cat, D for dog, Abu horse. Eyo nafasi, ilifanya nini? Ilipita. And there are countless people in the world persistently seeing opportunities pass them. Your money is hidden in the produce and the services you render. That's where your money is hidden. If you went out there and you started a kiosk where you are selling matumbo and the ugali at a good price, after lunch hour you'll be going to the Barclays Bank, if not Equity, to bank. Because you cannot sleep overnight with the money so much. Transport, rents, these things carry opportunities. You remember that thing I was showing you, and I show it today. You touch the head, there is money. Unaweza kukata nywele za watu, unaweza kupaka rangi. Ukikuja kwa face, women spend a lot of money here. They begin with fascia. There's a base, I don't know what. They take care of these things. Then they take care of the lips. The most expensive part of the lady is the face. If you are not married, you better know that. And if your wife goes to the saloon, don't think she's coming after 30 minutes. You go and do your things for 3-4 hours, then call, are you ready now? No, they are about to finish. I told you, you touch the ears. Women prick, they put things here which are very expensive. Hands. We men, we don't even bother how you cut your nails. But ladies go for pedicure, manicure, sister cure, brother cure, woman cure. They go for Eldoret cure, Kenya cure. They go for perfumes. Your money is tied in ideas. Yesterday impossibility is today's reality. Today's impossibility is tomorrow's reality. What was difficult yesterday is possible today. What is impossible now is possible tomorrow. You know, there are people who never believed somebody can run 1 mile below 4 minutes. But it was done. Now they are actually trying to lower it. People believed nobody would run below 10 seconds in 100 meters. Do you know now they have lowered that? Usain Bolt and the others. When you create, when you innovate, when you discover, that's where your money is. Create, innovate, discover. Billionaires create, innovate. They innovate machines, cars. They innovate airplanes and so on and so on. Your money is hidden in a vision. The vision you have will take you to the world. Money hides in a vision. When you have a vision, you present a concert, there is money. Have you noticed when there is a disaster? Listen to me. When there is famine and the Red Cross says, our people are dying in Turkana, send money to this. Do you know we raise millions? Because somebody came up with a vision of support. When there are floods and hurricanes, there's a lot of money tied there. Your money hides in the work. Kazi. Na tunasema wira ni? Tunasema nini? No work, no pay. No work, no food. Please write that down. No work, no pay. No work, no food. There are people who work hard, but they don't work smart. There are people who work smart. They will do something very small, but what they get out of that is huge. You know, when you can't work, you struggle to eat. It becomes a problem even to dress. You can't live a decent life. You are a struggler, you are a hustler. Millionaires and billionaires work harder, but smart. And some of them actually don't really work. What they have done, they have invested their money. And they command their money to work for them. Their money is on a mission. Their money is on. So is your money on a mission? You see, you need to stay different. You need to be purposeful in what you are doing. You need to begin to think of the incomes you'll draw. Don't live to survive. No. Success comes from work. I'm closing shortly. Your money is hidden in a seed. Your future is in the seed. Seeds are buried in you. They carry great potential. And they have surprising outcomes. When I became a preacher by calling 1970, I did not know the seed that was in me, how literally I was going to touch thousands. Right now when I'm talking, I'm in a small building in Eldoret. But you need to be informed. Around the world, people are known and they are streaming our sermon. There are people in Australia, people in America, people in Uganda, people in Tanzania watching us. Opportunities will disguise with challenges. You try to do something, then a challenge comes. History is disguised as a common event. But the seed is your capital. The seed is your calling, is what God has given you. Everything begins with a seed. Huh? Even you came out of a seed. Trees came out of seeds. Huh? If I never had a seed, there will be a deliverance church in Eldoret. And I moved out of the city of Nairobi 30 years ago. Today you will not be here. God dropped a seed in my spirit, and we have affected multitudes. Then finally, your money is hidden in the Creator. God created the world in the shortest time possible, and He put man with the power that cannot be limited. In Genesis 1:26, God gave us the resource to take care of the birds of the air, things in the sea, things on land. He gave us the power and the resources God gave us. We cannot exhaust them. We cannot explain them. They are there for us. When we connect with Him covenantally, we'll be surprised at the outcomes. You know, water will never run dry. Things will never run dry. Power that tells the sea where to stop will never stop. You know, the stars and the moon are needed. They were put there by God. Humans are limited, but when they connect to the unlimited God, they get unlimited results. Put your hand on your chest to say, Lord Jesus, show me where my wealth is hidden. I cry out, show me, show me, show me by revelation. Open my spiritual eyes. Set me free from cultural bondages, cultural impediments, negative attitudes. I go for my wealth. I go for my wealth. In Jesus' name. Somebody say amen. We have come to the end of this teaching. I'll be back at 5. On a very serious note, I'll take another subject to take you further. Why don't you use your phone and call 5 friends?